Welcome to the 20th Annual Belford v. Lawson Oratorical Contest and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Holiday Luncheon, sponsored by the Scholarship and Educational Fund of the Newark, Essex County chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity, Incorporated. This event at Metropolitan Baptist Church of Newark, New Jersey, is on the weekend of King's birthday, and it brings together the tenets of service, community, and history.
Dr. King noted that the function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Intelligence plus character, that's the goal of true education.
First conceived by our Alpha brother, the late Belford v. Lawson, this oratorical contest and luncheon is an annual showcase highlighting the best and brightest young men and their thoughts on what Dr. King's perspective would be on the world today.
The great Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "The ultimate measure of a man is not when he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but when he stands in times of challenges and controversy." Who are we? What has this world come to? Is what a 94-year-old Dr. King would say after witnessing all the things he fought for being diminished.
With the help of middle school guidance counselors throughout Essex County, a cross-section of young men are identified to participate every year as either 7th or 8th graders. And after a preliminary round of speeches to qualify, they gather in front of their family, invited guests, and the fraternity to express themselves just as they believe Dr. King would.
I believe that Dr. King would say to all of us young people, we can make a difference. We are the dream keepers. Hope is alive in our thoughts, words, and actions.
Virtually no other community-based program offers young men this kind of experience in public speaking and historical perspective under the aims of our dear fraternity, manly deeds, scholarship, and love for all mankind.
What has this process meant for you?
This process has meant long nights, a lot of remembering, a lot of preparation, but also I've seen a lot of goodness come from a lot of young men.
A contest like this makes sure that children like my son, who were born almost 40 years after his passing, recognize how important he was and how key he is not only to our past, but to our present.
We support Guy in everything he does. I feel very proud of what he's doing here today.
It was his idea to participate in this contest. He came home one day with the application and decided that he was going to take on this challenge. We talked about it. I reminded him that this wasn't just show up one day and start chatting. He actually had to do the research and practice and work hard, and he was absolutely willing to accept the challenge.
The first place finisher not only wins for himself, but for his school by bringing home the Jim Dave Wilson Trophy. Named after our late Alpha Alpha Lambda chapter brother, Wilson was a school principal known for his phenomenal oratorical skills. Today, his legacy and the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. continues.
It's been really helpful to work through and in a really honest way and reckon with the world we're living in now and hear what our son thinks about this, and he has very honest feelings that are very raw about it.
It's been meant a lot. What goes on today, our kids, they have to learn about everything, including Martin Luther King. For him, this is a first.
A lot of things that they hear is just hearsay. He had the chance to go back and find out things for himself. So it made him want to learn more and more about our history. So the process was amazing.
Dr. King left us on April 4th, 1968. This year is 50 years, but his dream is still alive.
We, the brothers of Alpha Alpha Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity, Incorporated, are proud to present this annual event in honor of our past, our present, and our future. Of our